What's up, WPC? This is DSG Pipe Smoker with another pipe smoking video. Today, I've got my 320 KS with some plum pudding in it, and I am drinking smoked porter from Alaska Brewing Co. Excellent beer to pair with any Balkan or English blend. Today, I want to talk about the Dunhill blends and the fact that they're going to be discontinued from the U.S. over the next 12 to 16 months. There have been a lot of videos and a lot of people expressing their concerns, so I figured instead of going on here and mourning the loss of some of my favorite blends, 965, Nightcap, Elizabethan Mixture, rather than doing that, I figured I would offer a solution. You see, the Dunhill line was never under one brand. It was always constantly shifting brands. As companies got taken over, or they would sell the rights to the Dunhill brand over to another company for whatever reason. And really, I don't see why that can't continue. If the company that is producing it now, which I think is British Tobacco Company, I think that's what it's called, if they don't want to have it distributed to the U.S. because of the deeming regulations, which, as far as I know, isn't officially why, but it's generally understood and generally accepted that that's the reason why. Maybe another company will. So, I figured, why not get on the phones, get on the emails, let your voice be heard on YouTube and other social media platforms, and ask other companies to at least consider taking over the Dunhill brand, because as far as I'm concerned, and maybe they don't have to take over the whole line, because it doesn't sound like they're going to discontinue the line, they're just going to stop distributing it to America. But if that's what it takes to, continue distributing it to America, that might be what it, that might let me start over. That might be the solution that we need to have the Dunhill line continue in America, or at least continue to be distributed in America. That's better. Sorry about that. Sometimes my brain and my mouth don't work at the same pace. But, yeah. My understanding is that it's either the Lane Company or the Scandinavian Tobacco Group. I think they're one and the same. I don't have any Dunhill tins, otherwise I would just read it off of the tin, but one of those two companies is responsible for distributing it. So, if Dunhill is trying to get away from the whole tobacco scene because it's got a bad name nowadays, or at least that's what Stuff and Things is suggesting, then maybe, perhaps, that would be a good place to start. Another good company to look at would probably be the Middleton Tobacco Group. The people who make Carter Hall, basically. That would be another group to look at. Speaking of which, now that my rant on Dunhill is over, and we can move on to other things, in researching different tobacco groups to consider that we can ask to consider taking over the Dunhill line if necessary, or maybe look at distributing it. I found a company. It's an online tobacco shop called Middleton Tobacco, and they apparently have their units of 6 1.5 ounce pouches of, are you ready for this? Middleton Apple pipe tobacco. That's right. And I say that because there were some YTPC members, and I can't for the life remember who they were. There was a couple, 2 or 3 of them, but they had pouches of the Middleton Apple tobacco, which is, from what I understand, it's basically Carter Hall, but instead of the Carter Hall topping, they use an apple topping. And they weren't sure if you could still get it, or if it was a discontinued blend. Well, apparently, this Middleton tobacconist has it, or at least they say they have it on their website, so I will post that link down below. From what I can tell, though, and I didn't really search their website that detailed, or I didn't go into that much detail in searching their website, but from what I could tell, that's pretty much how they're selling it. Again, they're selling it in units of 6 1.5 ounce pouches for $23.80, and those are American US dollars, of course. So it might be worth looking at. As for other news in the goings-on of my life, other updates for the channel, I recorded the Penzance review. I don't know if I mentioned that or not. This is like my 5th take of this video. That will be posting the same day this posts, so this will post on Monday. So look forward to that if you haven't watched it already. As far as what's been up with me, well, it's been snowing a lot recently. We actually have a winter this year. Days are getting shorter, nights are getting longer. Sun's been going... Okay, the sun's been going up at like 10, 11, something like that. And it's been going down at around 4 or 5. But we've been getting a lot of snow, especially compared to last year and the year before. So I've been doing that. Also been doing a lot of emergency calls. House unlocks, vehicle unlocks, things of that nature. Cool thing about vehicle unlocks, though, in the wintertime, at least, people like to leave their vehicles running, so makes my job a little bit easier. But I've been doing that. Hanging out with a buddy of mine who's leaving for basic here in a couple, 2 or 3 weeks. So, that's what I've been up to, YouTube. Those are my thoughts on the Dunhill line and what we can still do about it. And with that being said, this has been DSG Pipe Smoker with another pipe smoking video. You guys have a good day.